You are now listening to the Highly Evolved Podcast with your host, Safan. Transmission will commence momentarily.
Hello guys, I'm Safan. You can find me on Twitter and Get.ai. This is the Highly Evolved Podcast. You know what today is? Apparently today is the People's March in Britain, so they want to march to get back in the European Union. Basically, these people voted to get out of the European Union, and all of a sudden they want to get back in the European Union. First of all, wasn't there a reason why you went out of the European Union? Because it wasn't unstable, right? And now you want it back in because you want to be enslaved, right? The object to get out of the European Union is not to be enslaved, to be your own sovereign nation. So Britain march on the street, about 1 million people, right? March onto Parliament, right? And want to be put back in the European Union. How insane is that? All right, these people, and there's a correlation between this and there's a movie that just came out with Cumberbatch, Benedict Cumberbatch, about his movie's called Brexit, right? It's basically, it entails that the cause of the European Union was manipulated by social media. That was the premise of the movie, right? So the connection is that the people. The people of Britain was watching this movie and they thought this movie was actual factual, right? Actual factual, that's the word, was actual factual. And this shows you how powerful movie can be. This is why people shouldn't listen to movies or watch the movie industry, because the movie has this power to manipulate people, right? Movies, documentary. It's not true. Within movies, there's a process called editing, cut and splice information, and people wasn't there, so how would they know what's true and what's not true? That's the thing about movie. So basically, the connection is that people were watching this movie, and they apparently woke, right, and see the light, and now they're begging to people. Now they're begging Parliament to put them back in the European Union. This is not good. Any kind of union is not good. Basically, you want yourself to be controlled on a separate entity, right? And look what all the countries in the union are going through right now. They're going through massive bankruptcy, bad economy, and you still want to be in the European Union? This is so ridiculous, all right? Let me show you guys something. Hold on. I got to find this for you guys. Let me find this for you guys. Maybe I got to show you guys this. They made a correlation between the Tower of Babel and the European Union headquarters. Hold on, I gotta show you guys this. If you type it on Google, it'll show it. But my computer is so bad. Let's wait until it shows this. But anyway, these people voted to get out of the European Union. Remember, Nigel Farage? He campaigned for this, right? And now they want to get back on this. All right, let me try to show you guys this picture real quick. Let's hope this will work. Let me see. Let me see. Let's see. Just bear with me, guys. I'm sorry. I should have done this earlier. Where's that picture? All right. All right. Let's do this. All right, I got the picture up. Let's see. Okay, you guys see this? You guys see this, right? It's at the Tower of Babel, right, compared to the EU headquarters in Parliament in Strasbourg. I think it's in Germany. And look at this. Look at the middle picture, right? The Tower of Babel. The Tower of Babel, right? Look at the middle picture. It had the star over it. What does that look like? It looked like the European Union flag, all right? It looked like, and when you compare it to the the EU Parliament, on the right side, right? Isn't that kind of similar to the Tower of Babel? If you don't know what the Tower of Babel is, it's basically the tower that Nimrod built. All right, let me get it out. But you can find this on Google. Just type Tower of Babel and EU Parliament headquarters. All right, but let me take this out. All right, let's get back to what I was saying. So, you don't know what on Tower of Babel. You know what the tower? If you don't know what the Tower of Babel is, it's basically a tower that Nimrod tried to build, right? With all the help people in the world. He's a king, right? He's a king in Sumerian, Middle East, right? Somewhere in there in Babylonian, Iraq. So he tried to build this tower, right? That built all the way up to God. Tried to reach God, right? And what God did is God was telling him you can't do this kind of stuff. So what God did is he destroyed the tower and he made all the people confused, right? Confused and wander on their way. This is where the legend that how all the people was dispersed around the world. How every culture have their different languages because God made them forget, so they developed their own languages. This is why the Chinese doesn't speak French, the French doesn't speak Russia, and yada yada yada. That's how it comes about. That's what the Tower of Babel is. But the person who tried to build the Tower of Babel is Nimrod, right? Nimrod. So he tried to defy God, so God destroyed it, and that's what it resonates right now. The EU building, the flag represent the star above the Tower of Babel. You gotta look this up, guys. I'm not making this up. And when you look at the EU, the Parliament headquarters, it's similar to the Tower of Babel that I just shown you, right? And then these British, I'm sorry, British, I'm sorry. I know you could be a little sensitive. You guys don't have the same right as American rights. You guys don't have free speech. But the majority of the Brits voted to get out of the EU already. You can't go back and just... This is what the left want to do. This is always the left party, the brainwashed left. When they don't get what they want, they protest. They're activists. You know what an activist is? An activist is just another fancy way of saying a loudmouth. Activists don't get you nowhere. Activists don't get anything done, right? They're just a big loudmouth. That's what they are. That's another word for activists. But these leftists right here, they're protesting, try to be enslaved by the EU again, right? EU is a big bank. It's created by the Rothschilds. So they don't understand that if they want to go back to the EU, they're going to be enslaved by the Rothschild and the banks again. And their freedom will be taken away even more. Right? And they're protesting, want to get back in? This is ridiculous. They're severely brainwashed. These people don't know how economic works, don't know how the real story works, how society functions. Right? But this is what's going on in Europe right now, especially today in England. Well, probably yesterday. I'm in the United States, so it's probably yesterday to them. But it's ridiculous. They want to be put back in the European Union, knowing that it was the European Union's fault that put them in that position right now. It was the fault of the European Union. That's why their economy are in the dumpster. It's a big dumpster fire. It's hell in a handbasket. Hell in a handbasket right now. Hell in a handbasket. It's stupid. And they went back in. This better not bring them to the United States. See, that's why we perpetuate nationalism. All right? Because nationalism is promoting our own sovereignty, to be self-sufficient, independent. And they want to be dependent on the European Union. That's ridiculous, all right? That's ridiculous. It's all explained in the Bible. The European Union is all Babylonian mystery school, right? If you don't know what Babylonian mystery school is, it's about how all the religion are stapled to one belief, right? The belief of Sumerian or Nimrod and Tammuz. If you guys know about that, you guys already know where I'm coming from. But people who don't know anything about that, Baal, and all stuff, you gotta need to look it up. It's all about. You gotta need to look it up, right? About worshiping idols and shit. I'm sorry, my language. Worshiping idols, the golden calf, is all Babylonian mystery school. If you don't know what Babylonian mystery school is, The person who could explain it to you well is probably William Cooper, which he already died, but you can find his video all over the internet. William Cooper, either William Cooper or Jordan Maxwell. You'll learn everything. I'm giving you guys snippets, but I can't explain to full detail because these guys could explain way better than I do. But I just want to tell you right now, this is what's happening right now in Europe. It's crazy. I would never think of this from Europe. I would think they want to get. They already voted to get out of Brexit, and I applaud for that. All of a sudden, they want to get back in. And look at France right now. The yellow vests. They're protesting this crap. They protesting not wanting to get out of the European Union, and the British want to get back in. That's ridiculous. That's retarded. Oh my God, man. I want to see where would this lead up. Put it to the people. The people already spoken. They already voted for this, and now they want to they want to twist it around. Suddenly, the vote just rendered just meaningless. This is what these people that's protesting want to get back to the union. They're leftists, retarded leftists, right? While in France, it's burning because they want to get out of the European Union. Obviously, they're not reading the news, and not reading economy right now. Put them back in the union. Oh my God. Sun worshippers. That's what they are. But anyway, let's see how it turns out. And I just want to make this video to bring this to attention of we should never be in some kind of dependency, right? I want to promote nationalism. We should not depend on any kind of entity like the banks. That's what the EU is. EU is the bank. It's not like the United States. It's basically a group of nations under a bank rule. The United States is different. The United States is a union of states under a constitutional rule. All right? The EU don't have no constitution. That means they don't have any rights. It's retarded. But anyway, guys, let's see how it turns out. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you guys in the next podcast. Peace.